Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Phoenix Point, where today it feels like we're just doing a lot of waiting. You know? All these important researches and stuff, they take forever, and that's probably largely my fault. I just haven't built a lot of research facilities. We have a couple operational. Um, but yeah, while we're waiting for that to run, while we're waiting for this thing to build, I suppose the only thing to do is to just keep banging around on these unexplored sites and hoping that they are something interesting instead of just being havens. Because I think like our best effort to resource payout right now is running into those missions where we loot resource crates, and we just have to keep hoping that those will occur. There's a haven broadcasting an SOS. They're under attack. They're gonna fight it off, but we probably can get in there and scoop up some loot. It was like 10 hours of flying out there and 10 hours of flying back is maybe not the most efficient use of our time, but this is at least guaranteed to be a mission that produces some loot. And also, mostly pretty good attitude change. We managed to get there just before they finished the Pandorans off, it looks like. So we really are scooting in here for the cleanup operation. I think there's a major difference in the feel of the world map segments between like this playthrough, and I don't really remember what our previous Phoenix Point playthrough felt like. But between a difference I'm feeling a lot between this and other XCOM likes, including XCOM itself, is that I think on the world map it feels like in a lot of the other games there's a lot more like explicit diegetic direction. Like obviously in this game we have a list of objectives to accomplish, but I don't feel like the story has really done a good job of like making me understand these things as things we're motivated to do. It's just stuff that it's on the menu, right? I think part of that is that like the quality of the writing in the game is kind of just like bad and uninteresting in general. The Symes stuff is a big who cares. Yeah, I don't know. It's a minor complaint. It's not like it's ruining my time with the game or anything. I'm here for the mechanics mostly, but yeah, it does feel different. So, infiltrators are Sanhedrian commandos trained for covert missions, specialists of stealth and sabotage. Right, because we have a soldier now who is partially one of those guys. We have a lot of friends standing around. Okay, we have a couple of enemies that are visible by default, including some myrmidons. Here's our escape vector. Well, the good news is these first couple of civilians are real close to it. Where is Irina? I feel like Irina should go first because she's going to be able to put the boots to that myrmidon most effectively. This Triton that we're seeing beyond that, is that a sniper Triton? No, it's using an assault rifle. Double perception, regeneration. Okay. I am loath to back up, but I can definitely see how I'm going to have a hard time drawing a clean line. Let's try to take the shot from here. What does that look like? It looks like it might work.
Take that.
Okay, well, center torso. Not so good.
Let's go. Ready to engage.
Balearic can probably finish it off. How is the shot here? It's actually not horrible, but let's try to make sure the Myrmidon goes down.
Target down.
Okay. And then you could move to a more secure location. I think I like that, actually. Already kind of injured, so I don't know that I want to
Moving out.
keep risking you. You can just get closer to the civilians. Let's start from here and see how good this shot is. You know, honestly, it's not bad. I don't think we're in a place here where I want to like free aim. It's quick aim. It's 2 shots with less accuracy than this. Like we're just gonna hit very few bullets overall. That actually went really well. Went really well.
Here.
Sato. So Sato could really rush forward. I don't know how good of an idea that is, but this is going to restore will when we land in it. Hold on, before I do that, let me see about moving other people around. All right, somebody's got to go get these civilians.
Moving now.
Okay, Jacob was able to do it without really seeing any enemies to be worried about. Try to give you all at least a little bit of cover. Of course, I feel like it's not that long of a run. You can just make it. See, this guy can just make it. Let's get you out of here, friend. Okay. So there's probably more enemies than this. Oh, this is Omar. We should probably take Omar up onto something as well, actually. So, Takeshi, Omar, and Irina. Well, I don't think there's much we can do about it. Let's just try to position forward the littlest bit that we can. You are also going to jump. We have no idea who's upstairs in this building, so it might behoove me to try to figure that out. Viral weapons directly affects a soldier's will points, make it easier to panic or be mind controlled. Viral damage persists but reduces each turn. Why would viral damage be the thing that can trigger a panic?
I'm on the move.
That seems like an odd sort of not quite mesh of flavor and design, right? All right, well, I was planning to have him jump over here for the points to keep an eye on those guys, but now that we have a confirmed enemy on this side, come over here, restore some will, and then see about getting one shot off. Am I concerned about viral damage from this thing's rifle fucking me up? Oh yeah, absolutely. Oof, that was not a lot. Okay. Not enemy units, hopefully. These should be friendly units that have just become frenzied. All right, I appreciate that they are drawing the attention of the enemies somewhat. And the disciples of Anu's soldiers are not on my objective list. You know, I'm supposed to be saving civilians. So we'll see what happens. Do you have the AP left? Okay. Ooh, not actually lethal, but 15 virus should... I don't think it is in fact causing a panic. Yep, I know. You can keep telling me about how the virus works. Okay, now we need time for all of the Pandorans that we cannot yet see to move around. The longer this bit is, the more terrifying it is for our units. Okay, and another dude over here with a pistol that we couldn't see before. Not exactly terrifying. Perception determines distance in tiles from which the unit can spot a human-sized enemy. What an interesting time to bring this up. Perception is modified by lighting conditions, mist, size, and stealth value of the enemy. I guess it's trying to tell me that this guy got closer to us than we were expecting, and we couldn't see him on our turn because of he has a stealth value, I guess. He's one of those umbras we've been hearing about. It's a worrying idea in general. I think this guy's loadout kind of makes it not that not that scary in this case. He's gonna run up to us with his pistol. Right in the assault rifle. Apparently there are quite a few of them around though. Yeah. Running up into melee with a Myrmidon and then just ending your turn there feels like it's pretty rough. Alright, let's get some civilians clear. I don't know exactly how many civilians we have to save for the objective to be considered fulfilled, but I'm doing my best. Touched by the void, how we shiver with fright. With affright. Interesting. I have no... Okay. Our operatives can now be afflicted with a delirium up to a third of their willpower. Touched by the void, Pandorans can now do one or none of the following when attacked. Spawn an Umbra on death. Chance for any Arthron or Triton to be touched by the void. 5% from the total amount. Okay, so that amount is increased with when there's more delirium around. Spawn an Umbra on death seems... If by Umbra they mean like a unit, like, you know, that's obviously pretty scary. These are all wretches and footpads.
Just suppressing.
Cool, great. She managed to miss. Well,
Area covered.
shoot at him if you can shoot at him. So you have 3 virus left on you. And also only 1 will. It would be super helpful if we get a kill here. Apparently I can't quite see the Myrmidon. Maybe I should have gone for the quick aims, but obviously, or well, you know, obviously I was trying to preserve something there, resource-wise.
Here I come.
You, on the other hand, have plenty of will points. You can absolutely just take this shot.
Hostile missed.
I figured all I was going to need was 1, and 1 was fairly likely, but I should have known better. I mean, that's pretty bad news. Okay, so we have Vilric step up to here. That leaves me with 3 AP.
Fire. Kill confirmed.
All right, that into a quick shot. Maybe I should have taken the quick shot on somebody else first. But you know, part of my hope here was that I was going to was going to get the kill, but I think I needed to have both shots available to put that guy down, and just in case something went wrong with the first one.
Pushing on.
Let's get you a cover position, and then what is the best shot that we have available from up here? It's not horrible. Although it looks like it's horrible. Okay, invisibility and scurrying. Pretty unfortunate. This guy's tough. Alright, we're hitting, unfortunately, a lot of, like, garbage. You know what? I'm going to deploy the decoy. Oh, you gotta be really... You really can't put that out very far. Alright, well... If I put the decoy right here... The Synedrian decoy is a complex multisensorial simulation that can deceive the senses of sight, sound, and smell. Smell, really. However, smarter opponents will detect it when attacking from a short distance. Dumber opponents, or those attacking from a longer distance, may take a while to realize it's a trick. Alright, so we're going to have Joe do that.
Enemy engaged.
And then step around to here.
On my way.
Alright, did that generate... It did generate a little bit of extra will for Sato, which is important. I don't think a quick aim is going to give me any kind of real shot there. Yeah, he's too embedded. That said,
I'm on Overwatch.
you know, if it tries to cross or something, you know, maybe we can pick up an Overwatch kill. It looks like they're probably not going to need our help. 22 points of virus seems like it's going to be sufficient. Or what if the thing just didn't have a skeleton anymore? An exoskeleton, I guess, probably. Okay, so that's a Myrmidon, or at least it was. There's some stuff that we are remarkably bad at perceiving going on over there. Yep, and there's the panic, unfortunately. Couldn't quite prevent it.
Success.
Pretty good, pretty good.
See you in the next line.
Alright, reloads are AP free for you. Man. Joe has become an awfully powerful soldier. Anyway, I'm gonna wait on his kill and run until we have some more information here.
I'm on the move.
If she weren't so far away, I'd be a little bit more reluctant to do this.
What a kill.
Okay, this is the last of them. Delirium damage inflicts an operative with oneric delirium or insanity. Okay, apparently they have some ability to do that. Okay, so here's what the deal is with the Umbra. The Umbra can spawn in place of a dead Arthron or Triton with the Touched by the Void ability, which they have a chance to roll at the start of each complete turn. The chance is the total amount of delirium, blah blah blah. The Umbra can only attack characters with delirium or characters caught in the mist, but they can be attacked by all characters. Okay, that's very interesting. That's a very interesting design for a creepy little fucker. Can't really tell exactly where it is. What am I looking at here? Let me throw up the quick aim. So Failrick's gonna alerted. I can't tell if the little timer until it is fully spawned. I mean, is just that it has a high stealth value, so nobody can quite see it. It's definitely in this tile, right? What happens if I just... I mean, it sure looks like I'm hitting ground.
Sprinting.
Guess I'm gonna set up for a big leap next turn. Not that it's gonna matter, obviously. It must be that it's like it is going to have, it's gonna spawn there, because it sure doesn't seem like there's actually anything there right now. You can't quite get an angle on this Myrmidon, really. Looks like this ought to be sufficient. Oh, yeah.
Ready to fire.
Look, everybody, I saved you. Woo!
Pushing on.
All right, so let's see what it is exactly that happens with the Umbra. Is it like a creature that can actually move around and stuff yet, or is it an effect that is waiting to become a guy? Okay, yeah, it was just not actually spawned, it would seem. How bad is this going to be? Not the best. However, you have put yourself in position to get well and truly cooked. All right, I doubt Joe would say that that was worth the trade. A lot of XP for him, at least. So there's some interesting new stuff there going on with the enemies. I don't know that I need to be terribly concerned about that. I mean, I guess, like, in that case, we got to see it in the context of a mission that was already pretty easy, just due to the raw numbers. Although we were fighting them in two groups, which is, you know, obviously. That made it seem more difficult than it was. It was kind of a lot of enemies for one strength. Leader of the Haven's grateful for your help. The disciples of Anu have appraised your excellent progress with hierarchy and are willing to share some of their secrets. Hey, equipment. Basic equipment designs. The exact location of the colony remains unknown. If the colony attacks from within scanning range, yeah, we know. A mysterious being known as the Apostle to the Onceborn, a servant of the Exalted, has passed by our base leaving the following message. What is the nature of a human being? Can we change? Is the fault in our souls where it may never be reached? Or is it in these broken bodies of ours? Perhaps the Phoenix Project can be a vessel of change. It is not up to this humble apostle to make such a decision, but I wish you well. May your actions please the keeper of the threshold. He will seek you out when you have shown your worth. Okay. Started working our way up the hierarchy of the disciples. They are getting pretty fond of us. And, we earned a reasonable amount of resources there. It was definitely worth the jump over to take care of it, at least. Okay, sorry, a little brief real-life interruption there. So we're going to have Pandoran capture and containment available in about 16 hours. Now, I don't believe we have space in the initial base, for a containment facility, but we could probably set up containment somewhere else. I don't exactly remember how this whole part's going to work. Do we need to build like stun stuff or whatever? I guess the only thing for us to do really is just to burn time until. And again, when I say burn time, I mean continue finding places to exchange resources for materials and whatnot. Speaking of which, while we are here, it probably is worthwhile for us to do a little bit of that. And then, let's just keep checking sites until our thing is researched. Oh, I meant to hit explore. Probably a better use of time than just sitting here. The fields of Anonaria. The Manticore 1 has landed at the abandoned cave-in of Hamp and Anaria. Looks like the place was evacuated in an orderly fashion. The haven's fields are covered in immense jelly-like growths that seem to feed on small insects. Well, I feel like we should probably figure out what's going on here rather than just hastily reacting. These organisms appear to attract insects by exuding a translucent nectar-like substance. When the insects land on them, they get stuck and are slowly absorbed into the gelatinous material. This is not really like a novel strategy, right? We already have plants that kind of work this way. DNA analysis suggests that though they share no phenotypical characteristics with flowers, these jelly-like growths are ultimately just highly modified earth plants. Yeah. Okay. A little bit of bonus reputation from Sanhedrin and the disciples for not freaking out and immediately killing it with fire. A little bit of bonus research.
It would appear that diplomatic relations between Sanhedrin and the Phoenix Project are improving. This seemed like a positive development to me, but I'm curious. Are you motivated by any kind of investment in our political and philosophical views, or are you just doing your job?
Now, see, the bummer here is that we don't actually get to answer the question that he asked. Right, these are two possible answers, but they're not going to be the correct answers for almost anyone, which makes them probably a pretty bad choice as to the two, as to the answers to give. Because I'm not behaving this way because I agree with you, or because I'm trying to protect everyone without taking sides, which is a thing that I would imagine nobody does. I'm behaving this way because it seems sensible to me. We have some alignments and some disagreements. I definitely don't fully agree with Sanhedrin. I think you guys are maybe a little bit gung-ho about some shit we really don't understand yet. But I guess this is closer to true than this one, and I think that's obvious by the gulf between our new Jericho opinion and the other two.
So you are a potential ally. Not merely fighting the Pandorans, but attempting to realize a specific vision of the future. I will admit that I had hoped for this. As a token of our appreciation, let me share some valuable data with you.
I mean, everyone is attempting to realize a specific vision of the future.
Research complete.
Okay, Pandoran capture and containment. Well, with that little bit of help. It's a little silly that it doesn't update the timer right away, because it still said 9 hours, right? But the moment the extra research hit us, all of a sudden here we are. Okay, so we have to build a Neurazer. Specialized Pandoran containment facilities have been designed and successfully tested, allowing us to safely keep Pandorans in a state of constant paralysis. In addition, we have equipped all our aircraft with the Skyhook retrieval and transportation system, which allows us to retrieve and fully paralyzed Pandorans from the battlefield after a successful mission. The SRTS uses microdrones to attach tethers to the immobilized Pandoran organism. I'm just trying to read way too fast. Total volume of transportable matter is determined by aircraft carrying capacity. For reference, we estimate that our manticores should be able to carry up to 3 Arthrons or Tritons. This represents a step forward in our struggle to understand their biology. So, the upgraded airship is going to be helpful in this way too, because we're going to be able to bring more people to a mission where we expect to bring home captured Pandorans. In order to capture Pandoran, you need to equip a Neurazer, move next to it, and melee attack it until it is paralyzed. When the paralysis value is greater than the target's strength, the enemy is paralyzed and will be captured. Targets will lose 1 paralysis per turn, so do not let them recover if possible. Disabling enemy body parts decreases overall strength, making them easy to capture. You will need to manufacture Neurazers, of course, and build a containment facility before it makes any sense to do so anyway. So, let's definitely figure that out. And in the meantime, we can, start researching some of this other stuff that we've been holding back on. Nuclear fusion technology is not so important, I don't think. We can certainly run through a lot of these autopsies real fast. We can reverse engineer the new Jericho rifles because we have apparently just one of them and that's all it takes. But honestly, I don't think the rifles are very compelling as weapons. The higher base damage means they pierce armor better, but when you bring the burst down to 4 while only bringing the damage up 10 points, I don't think it's enough, They're still not really functional as an armor-piercing weapon. So with a lot of these, we're just getting resource payouts, it looks like. Some of them give us bonus damage against the thing, but, material payouts are not a bad thing. Is there anything else that's really important? Basic Disciples of Anu equipment is, I don't think, really that interesting. Neurotoxin weapons allow targets to be incapacitated without killing them, which I guess is maybe even a better way of capturing them. I assume that would work. Advanced bionic technology gives us access to the cybernetics lab. Yeah, we never did really dig into any of this stuff. All right, probably let's try out some bionics. Let's see what we can get. We probably have the resources necessary for the construction of a facility, would be my guess. If we're going to do such a thing, where are we going to do it? First of all, okay, reactivating a base would cost almost everything of what we have. Where's our nearest live base? R&D 4 is... Okay. I feel like R&D 4 is maybe a good place to try to do it. It's close enough to another base. Like the base that we have over in the Americas is awfully far out. Apparently we never bothered to repair the resource stores, although, obviously it's not a big deal. So a containment facility is going to cost us 302 power. The archaeology lab allows the construction of archaeology probes. You only need 1 lab, there's no benefit to more, and it does not generate regular research. Do we know what archaeology probes are? Build me an archaeology lab. I'm curious. Yeah, we got some real important stuff here, but it is not an instant build. We would have to wait until the Tiamat's out of the way, or put these in the queue and move them above. I want to finish my Tiamat, obviously. So I think we're going to let that run. At some point we got to go back to a base and let people properly heal. The module in the aircraft is not the best for this. And honestly, maybe that time is now, because you're pretty injured. We have this cluster of points that we can investigate, though. The containment facility will finish just about as the Tiamat does. Well, let's aim to be back at base by then, because we'll want to freshen up and then try to capture some stuff. We've received multiple reports of flocks of birds flying in strange repeating spiral patterns. They persist in doing so until death from exhaustion or malnutrition. Unfortunately, we have been unable to locate a specimen to examine, so we cannot determine whether this anomalous behavior is the result of Pandora virus infection or not. Or it would seem true, right? if we're hearing stories of it, but we can't find any birds that were actually doing it, it doesn't. I feel like we should maybe not be too worried about it. Touched by the void can appear anywhere, and umbras can attack anyone. Receiving reports of psycho-paranormal phenomena occurring in areas where no mist is present. A likely explanation is that it is another manifestation of the mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria, somehow connected to the oneric delirium. Yeah. Everybody's brain sick. It turns out, whether or not there is a collective unconscious, we certainly behave like all our brains are connected in every way that would be bad. Okay, it's so many fucking... Could you guys just, tell me where your havens are? Do I need to go visit every site individually and do this exploration thing to find out? Couldn't you just make my life a little easier? Fort Nonhelema is under attack. And so is Fort Harshaw at the exact same time. Well, that's right next to home, and the Pandorans might actually win. This is the Pure. I mean, I hate to say y'all are on your own, but y'all are kind of on your own, I think. We should probably do something about the Pure, but I don't mind them weakening New Jericho. How long is the trip back here? 18 hours. We might not make it back in time. Well, let's try. The two forces will grind each other down. From the findings of the Sanhedrian expedition, a hypothesis arises. Hammerfall has precipitated profound changes in the Pandoran ecology. Furthermore, the object extracted by Citizen Eileen seems to be an egg which will hatch a very large flying creature. An intense public debate follows across Sanhedrian public feeds, but the citizens can't agree on how to proceed. They settle on continuing to monitor the situation. New Jericho finalizes plans for its military operation to attack the Hammerfall crater, now codenamed Mongoose. We are receiving a communication from MAI Corps. Seems like the Manticore recovered by Sanhedrian is attempting to speak to us. This is Citizen Eileen. If you are getting this, I know that you saw what I saw. There are thousands of those eggs. I brought one of them here, and those fools are still working to achieve consensus on a reasonable course of action instead of burning it. When it hatches, it's going to get bad. Help me destroy it before whatever's inside comes out, and I'll give you use of this Manticore. Okay. We're right as we're finishing another aircraft, she's like, hey, free aircraft. We should investigate this egg and collect samples. I agree with you, but we also are on the way to a thing that I do not think we should stop doing. We got a couple of days on the hatching. Oh, man, how bad is it?
Haven destroyed.
Okay, we got here just in time. I do not think if we had finished searching the other site, we would have gotten here in time. Haven reports and scientific observations have identified new Pandoran mutations. What are we looking at here? Shield-bearer alphas. Just more shield. Head remains a known weak spot. More pincer. Not so much more shield. Okay. More hit points in general. Mutated subspecies of Strangler that has adapted to use shotguns. The creature does not generally present a serious threat. Its ability to regenerate and drain blood is always annoying. And the Triton Hitman, that's a problem. The ability to use human sniper rifles, as well as learning to mimic their actions. Observation has shown that it has enhanced perception and regeneration capabilities, and can further shroud itself with mist emitted from the shoulders. Yeah, a sniper that can just generate clouds of cover is certainly an annoying idea. So 4-1, huh? Let's see what we can do. Note, it's a delirium area at night. Threat level medium when my shit's kind of fucked up already. And here, I wish that I had the car. We probably don't have time to pop over and get the car. Joe's at 100 HP. Joe's max HP is just bad. Like I need to work on raw stats in some places. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna figure this out. So the last force we fought was strength 1, right? And there were what, 6 of them? I wonder what strength 4 is going to actually mean in practice. Okay, so there are 5 guys alive. Here's the evac zone. We don't currently know anything, although there are some big mist clouds. And we got a couple of Jericho dudes.
I can make a difference.
Let's send Sato up to a rooftop. And the thing is, even if there is stuff down there, he's not necessarily going to be able to recognize it.
Ready, willing, and able.
Where's Jacob?
Turn.
Jacob, of course, starting way in the back. Very annoying stuff. I feel a little bit better having Jacob climb, but he can't quite make it up to a position where he can actually see anything this turn anyway. Maybe we run inside instead. No friendlies, huh? It's a little concerning. Where is everybody? The second floor of this building probably gives us some pretty good firing potential.
Moving fast.
We don't know anything about where anybody is. Does make it difficult to make decisions, huh? Where's Joe? Let me have Joe go over here and get me control of this guy.
On my way.
So this is a new Jericho assault with their rifles. He has quick aim and 10 will. Doesn't seem particularly fast. All right, I'll feel a little bit better, you know, having a body that I'm not ultimately responsible for scouting purposes. I don't want to fan out too much. Those weird. Like, I mean, I gave you an order. Why did he interrupt the order? Yes, this is as far as we're getting him while staying in cover, which I think I care enough about doing. Oh, okay. What happened is he got vision or something.
Let's see now.
Sato, go award me control of that man.
Moving.
Still have remarkably little vision. All right, so I have one turret, although they're retrievable. Once you put them down, you can pick them back up. I assume planting a turret up here would be a bad idea because of the lip around the building, because the turrets are pretty short right there. They're pretty squat. What I can do is get down here and use my turret to, like, Try to have some control over this corner. Does the turret have... The turret has 2 AP the turn you put it down, but it can't do Overwatch. Interesting. I would definitely have assumed it would be able to do Overwatch. Well... Let's just kind of watch the alley. Anything that comes in through here or through here should, in theory, be in danger, and then the turret's down to do some work afterward. I was kind of figuring this might be Vilric's thing, was just holding an Overwatch angle. Right, I could go to here and look through the windows or something, or watch the staircase, I guess. I don't really know what else to do. And then we still have Omar and Arena who haven't done anything yet. I'm a little reluctant. Like, I hate to not have Omar jump to an aggressive position on the first turn because of the fact that, you know, he does have to waste a whole turn positioning because his shit is so slow. But also, I think I'm going to do this. But also, it's, like, obviously pretty dangerous to just, like, leap to that roof. I think Arena's gonna follow him.
Moving in quick.
Those are probably civilian sounds, but that is a mist cloud. So... I mean... we can Overwatch. I can just, like, watch these windows. Unfortunately, I can't watch both of them. I'm too close. So we'll pick this way. And that way I'm kind of watching the inside door as well. With us having absolutely no idea where the enemies are, we do, I think, just kind of have to pick a bunch of wide angles.
Moving out.
All right, let's see what happens. Okay, that is a Revenant. Still cannot be captured. Damage from the first hit in a turn is reduced by 50%, an evolutionary response to Phoenix Project's overwhelming use of weapons with high damage per projectile/strike. Killing the Revenant will not remove this resistance from any Pandoran that already has it. So first hit in a turn. So with the automatic rifles, it'll just be the first bullet that catches it. Doesn't seem like a big deal. Because obviously it's an anti-sniper condition. Okay, it's a little bit of bonus damage on the entrance. It's worth something. Their team knows most of our positions now. He got a lot of character spotted notifications. Okay, several Arthron coming down this way. That's obviously not the worst thing we've ever seen. What I'm really hoping for is very few enemy guns. I am not that lucky. Okay. That's a problem. I do not think that that rifle can withstand another hit like that. But I will say, given the length of the enemy turn there, it doesn't feel to me like there are all that many enemies probably. So I think Sato should be able to move to the high cover and then I do not love this. Okay, so my concern is that the high cover is thin and that the thing's going to shoot us straight through it. But from this higher cover, he's at least harder to see, which will maybe make him less something to pick on. And also, he should be like pretty much behind the shield here. Yeah, we should be able to just rain destruction on this thing. Okay, well, I think this is worth the quick aim. Make sure we're getting as much of its body in the circle as possible. All right, good shit. So that's a civilian for sure.
I can make a difference.
Yeah, I think it's definitely time to just kick in the door here. No big surprises.
Here I come.
Okay, we can make it most of the way to safety in a single move. I can't chain activate them, right? Like, I can't use one civilian to wake another civilian. A purple fume emanated from its body, marking it as the bearer of a terrible purpose. After it is attacked, it is very likely to gain a special ability. However, there is a small chance that it will be passed by the void and lose its touch. At first, the only ability it may gain is to spawn an Umbra version of itself upon death, but as the Oniric Delirium advances, it could get worse. It could get a lot worse. Okay. Are we still right now? Yeah, we're still just only Umbras. Okay. Yeah, they don't chain each other. Makes sense. Feels very dramatic.
My turn.
I mean, is it worth taking the shot? What does that shot look like? It looks like bad. What I could do instead is just like... Does that thing have a gun? Because I'm fine just, you know, doing an Overwatch like to inside the windows. Oh, it does. It does. It will absolutely just shoot me. Well, I can rely on my own return fire to keep me somewhat safe. I would love for her to get up to the roof and have a shot on this thing, but I mean, it's just a lot of movement. You don't quite... Well, this thing has to approach, right? This thing does not have a yeah, this thing does not have a gun, so that has to approach slow. I can run arena inside. We can try to find a shot. I mean, there's a lot of like infrastructure. There's a lot of just garbage in the way for this thing to be shooting low. Let's have Valric run in and grab this person. Oh, there's another one. Okay, well, let me get you leaving. This is probably okay. Pretty badly injured, but I think they'll be out of here before it can matter. And with you no longer standing in my way, I can get here with a whole action point left, which does not let me get out as much as I would like. I'm still worried about there being people in the mist, right? Yeah. Shit. You can make for the roof. Just hide out on the roof for a turn. Valric can't really do very much about what we've just revealed. I mean, he can take a shot. He has to try to take a shot, I think. Unless the play is like... Jacob can get into a shooting position on that thing, right? Jacob can find a firing line somewhere. Yeah. It's not a great one, but it is a spot from which we can take the shot, and I'm sure that I'm not exposing myself to further harassment from the sniper. Okay, before we go making any more decisions, let's do this. Let's get Jacob over here and try to resolve. Sorry, what am I seeing? Okay, that is a new guy. And we have the feeling there's another guy over there too. This is, okay, it's a machine gun. Okay, well, even more important to keep an eye on that angle then. But I may as well finish my move. I'm still in high cover here and I have a slightly better shot. If I go for the double, I'm gonna do it. It leaves him in a not great position will-wise. Okay, that's weird. Oh. Status effect is preventing the use of this ability. Well, it's because I already have it. That, like, really flabbergasted me. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, one more. It's going to be okay. We're going to require we're going to recover some of the will because you're totally going to kill him. 99 is not that many bullets. You just gotta... There we go.
Took one down.
Just gotta drill him. Alright, that's a little bit better. Didn't even jump out through the window. It's like
I'm ready.
slammed his way through a block of stone next to the window. Okay, so that's a problem. I am going to fall back to the real cover position here because this is a soldier who's already wounded. I'm really glad that we know about that. So I could... For Arena to have lines of sight to stuff, she's going to need to get inside here. With like have lines of sight to these things without exposing her to the sniper, I mean. Yeah, we're going to want her like shooting from over here, which is a shame because of the shit that I'm sure we're going to discover about who else is still living in that fog.
I'm here.
All right, I think we want the technician to move to a different location. So enemies incoming have to pick either facing him or facing the auto turret.
Going in.
I think I am going to leave the auto turret right there. And we're going to have him like cover that.
Let's do this.
Okay, you're going to run up. I think my plan with this one is just full commitment for the turn to running. Unfortunately, can't really do much else. We got to keep Joe kind of like in the back, in the safe zone. I'm really worried about him taking damage. He does not have the cheaper Overwatch. We could run up to a half cover position. What's really frustrating about these new Jericho extruded window designs is that they make it very difficult to be in full cover and shoot through the window. It is, I suppose, pretty functional as a like commentary on how like New Jericho's obsession with security has not led them to actually be any good at it. It's you know, theater more than anything else. You have 7 AP. Wondering if I can save Omar some hassle. I think what I'm going to do with Omar is run him to here. This thing won't have vision of him. Man, I can't overwatch if I move. But I don't want to just be standing in the open and taking shots from that rifle. I have 32 armor on my torso, 34 armor on my torso and my arms and stuff. That thing does 36 damage per shot, so it's only penetrating to the head for very much damage at all. But, you know, you take damage the first time, it starts stripping and things get messy. But I can absolutely just like overwatch to the clear shot, right? Like, what are the odds he actually comes this far forward?
Looking for an angle.
I mean, I can see him okay, although like as far back as that wall. Maybe like overwatch him to here. And I think we just send Joe up. I don't think Joe contributes to the combat very much this turn. There's really very many ways to. With any level of safety. And you sadly just can't get a shot. Can't get a shot I'm comfortable with. It might be better for Irina to take up a position on this roof. So perhaps Irina's turn looks more like run to here, quick snap that guy. I mean, he's only going to take half damage from it. Is there a description? Damage from the first hit in a turn is reduced. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not very specific. What I'm wondering is, what is considered to be a turn? Like, do they mean a turn like it's my turn, then it's their turn? Or does it mean like, you know, once in a round? Does it reset at the beginning of their turn? Does it reset? Because, like, I'm wondering how it treats Overwatch. If we get a hit on them during Overwatch, is the ability still active if it was deactivated during my turn? Or, you know, will it still be active for their turn? Unfortunately, I just don't think we get to know anything. So there's no position from which I can take a shot and even, like, step back afterward. It's fucking crazy. All right, I am going to go for the position up here. But I don't know that I want to put her actually on the roof just yet. I'm trying to figure out like a position to put her where she's able to get onto the roof quickly next turn and she can still use her Overwatch. And I guess the answer is we're going to run to here and we're going to Overwatch the alley. Okay, this civilian is fine, not moving anymore. No, they're not. Do I have control over anybody else? No, so I'm turn. All right, that's a pretty good time to strip the damage resistance. Because, I mean, the sniper shot's going to do some real work. Wow. That is some sniping. Okay, so 2 snipers on this side, then. That's a hell of a shot. Just take his head. He had no will anyway, so not a huge amount of lost resources aside from, you know, the head of a human being. Cool. Didn't even try to shoot him. Excellent work. At least we have return fire. Okay.
No choice but to keep going.
No choice but to heal my own head. Alright, can't have you bleeding out from the dome, my dude. So their snipers are going to be a problem. Good news for the new Jericho technician. Do we want to let this? Who do we want to actually take this? I guess this is probably your deal.
One more dealt with.
Okay.
My turn.
So there's absolutely no reason not to take the shot, right? Hold on. When it arches up to the left like that, I think we see the most of it. Okay, no, we're just not gonna get anything on that. But there is, in fact, like no reason not to take the shot because it just uses the AP of the thing. Okay, let's real quick get the civilians out. We can certainly do that. That ought to be safe enough. You can follow just behind, stay low. Okay. So that sniper is in a position where it would probably be pretty difficult. That's like a very thoughtful reposition. It's gonna be really difficult to get any sniping done.
My turn.
Omar can step somewhat to the side here and then deliver a shot that's still probably mostly going to hit shield. And then I'm going to get return fired, but I have a lot more armor than he does. Yeah, I can aim for the arm. Okay.
Was satisfying.
Feel alright about that. It'd be 2 AP to pick the rifle back, or pick the turret back up, which is obviously not ideal.
Yes.
So this guy has a spitter head. He will not leave, and in fact, he is going to get poison on us if we don't do something. And his shield is still up even. So we do still have to kill him. It's probably Joe's job. Right, we're probably looking at free move plus another point of move plus a quick aim. If we go to here, followed by your first shot did not consume AP. That was happening before too, and I was not 100% sure. Something's going on that's causing his bullets his attacks not to always consume resources, and I probably should know what it is. It's probably something I took, but 2 AP the first time you daze an enemy during the turn. It's neural feedback is firing. I'm just not expecting it to, because daze is not what I think of as the thing that I'm doing with these attacks. Hold on. I can do this at a moment when the spitterhead is, yeah, a little bit more exposed. Okay, that's gonna Umbra, but that's fine. We can let that happen.
On my way.
Oh, you asshole. Well, whatever. I don't think there's any of them that have vision of the corner over here anyway. Okay. So we could try to sweep up this side and flank their snipers. Maybe that's a better plan than just exposing my sniper to their snipers.
I'm prepared.
I don't know. It's hard to say, though, because we don't... First of all, we don't know what else is going on over here. And secondly, like, we don't really know where their visibility is either. Like... I could use this guy to pressure them. In a sense, we don't care about him as much, right? But in another very real sense, he is still, like, technically on our side because he is... in another very real sense, he's on our side because if we lose him, I think we do lose Will. And I do not need a bunch of people losing their damn minds on me. We can run Sato up to here with the rocket jump, I'm sure. Oh, no. Oh, well, right. I'm having a problem because I'm behind a board. But if I move, I could jump over to here. Unfortunately, the fact that I need to move means that I wouldn't be able to fire afterward anyway. So I can move to here and have some kind of shot. What does that look like? Really hard to tell. Shooting through some lights. The answer is it looks like nothing. It looks fake. It looks like a fake shot. Hopefully it's scary. Hopefully it's scary loud noises. I can quick aim and try to squeeze off another set, but it's like it doesn't really feel like I'm getting anything here. Maybe the thing to do is to step away from the sign but stay behind it, and then next turn I can try to be in a position where I can perform the rocket jump from my starting position next turn and then drop an actual shot in. I think I'm going to... trying to figure out how I want to deal with the Umbra. It probably makes the most sense to run this guy inside and overwatch the window, right? I'm just leaving the turret there, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Make it get inside before I shoot at it. And then I think I might actually do something similar with Irina. I don't want to put her so far forward that she's... Well, I mean, she's going to get attacked. If she's in there, it's going to go for her. And I do want to try to, like, swing around for the flank, but... This feels like a terrible waste of a turn to just have her stay here. But if we... Anywhere I go up top, I'm going to get shot at before I can shoot, and that's unacceptable, obviously. What is the closest? Okay, this is a pretty close high cover position. I'm just going to use this guy to full speed pressure the snipers. Civilians alive. So we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So any sounds we hear at this point are soldiers, are most likely to be live soldiers. I can put myself in a position where the snipers are not a concern. But I had to be careful. We know that there's a guy with a machine gun yet. At the very least, we know there's one guy with a machine gun.
What's our plan?
I think I'm going to move you into the position the New Jericho guy was in. Move Valric. Snipers shouldn't be a concern here. And I'm just going to like overwatch the alley. See what happens.
Position.
You can't really move or do anything, and Irina has a whole turn, and I have no idea what to use it for. I wish there was something tall up here to hide behind, because I would absolutely just like throw her in a position where she can't really be part of combat. I mean, maybe I'm swinging her like the long way around. I hate to feel like a coward. But Irina is a relatively soft target and someone we absolutely cannot afford to lose. I guess I'm just going to do this. That thing tries to come through the window. It is going to be in for a rude surprise. Okay, that 100% was the English phrase, fuck you. So I guess the Pandorans have learned a lot from us. Oh. Not ideal. I do not know whether that person has a... What, do they have a med kit on them or not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! That's not lethal. Okay, well fortunately the thing can't kill Irina, so... We're aiming high so as not to harm anyone else. Okay. Good work, everybody. You know, I don't know how much New Jericho is going to pay us for what we did here today, but I can tell you it's not enough. All right. So I don't know if the turret breakdown is a thing that, like, you know, I don't know if that turret is like a non-reclaimable resource that we would then have to pay for or whatever, but it is not my problem. So I'm mostly fine with what's happening here. He put down his shield in kind of a weird way. Huh. Okay, yeah, it's just Spitterhead and Arthron gone. Okay. Well, I do think it behooves us to light this guy the fuck up, so... I believe we can remove that arm. Thus getting rid of the concerns about a return fire. Then we can get rid of the rest of the Arthron. This is the part where we draw the rest of the owl. And then we have enough AP to... This clears poisons, right? Yes.
Let me catch my breath.
Some gutsy play on their part. I'll give them that.
I'm here.
Okay, so at this point, as far as we know, it's just the snipers, right? I believe that is the case, and on top of it being just the snipers, they have taken some really aggressive positions. They're standing on top of stuff to get cleaner shots. Oh, did you hit the one in the back? That's brilliant. I did not ask for that, but that's brilliant because that means that all of the real attacks will hit at full strength. Okay, yeah, so Sato can jump over to here. He can grab some bonus will. We can rain some pain onto that one at the very least. All right, and it's not just bonus will for him. All right, we should be able to put some reasonable amount of damage onto this guy, I would think. Says it could be lethal. I don't know that we're getting lethal, but I'm not expecting that many bullets to hit. But that's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. So I can run to a high cover position. I just need to hit him for about 40 damage. The question is, how do we keep this hitman from then, like, you know, ruining whoever is left? The high cover is hopefully going to be helpful. I don't want to fuck up my aim. I want this to be... Wait, nope, don't when he's doing his crouch animation. Okay. Don't want to fuck up my aim. I want this to be perfect. Okay, -3 will points for you. Unfortunately, leaves you with 5. We were not able to cause a panic. But now we got this thing in a position where we can really pressure it. Unfortunately, Arena is not going to be able to draw... Well... So here, where she definitely has 2 full AP left, I can't see it. Here, where she might have 2 AP left, I cannot. And of course, it's like a little unclear. She might be missing... that might be 1.95? We found a spot where we definitely have something. Let's see if I can land a strike. Boy. Nope. Sure did make it easier for him to hit me, though. That'll show him. I can't really do anything better than be in the cover that I'm in, so I guess I'm good. You can't get outside in a single move.
Going in.
But I can move to push around the side of the building next turn. He did. He took out the part of the wall framing the window, and then the window just fell off as one solid piece. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a little tricky to put enough pressure up. Really, that doesn't have firing. Oh, you are crouched behind like a thing. So any of the positions where I have high cover.
Making haste.
All right, we get this. This is something. I have exactly 3 AP or 3 will points, so maybe this is a bad idea, but I do think it's really important that we put some pressure on this thing. I managed to shoot the ladder 4 times. I guess just stepping back. I really wish I could get over the wall here, but it is what it is. All right, is it optimizing for shooting or... Okay. It's trying to stay safer. That's good news for us. It's what makes sense for the creature, but you know, from a video gaming standpoint, right? Like it's absolutely possible that it could have just decided to optimize for hurt me, make me pay a price. So let's... Where's the arena? Okay, I think we do want this tile.
Ready to fire.
Can probably hit him. This is half damage though. Like, let's see if we can provide a likely bullet from anybody else. I just need to hit him once. There we go. Burn the half damage thing. And then see if Arena can finish him off.
Wiring target.
So if I let him do his squat animation, he'll like look around and then he kind of extends upward, right? Not really. Neutral is the best way to do it. Okay, well, I mean, it could be worse. Looks like we didn't hit him, but I think I destroyed his rifle. Do you have a handgun? Not as far as we're aware. Nor do you have even like the bloodsucker tentacles that these guys often have. So that being the case, I'm maybe getting a little aggressive.
Preparing to fire.
You guys could work on your accuracy maybe a little bit.
Smells like trouble. Steady.
There you go. See, that's how you do that. And then step kind of out of the way.
Let's go. Enemy kill.
Okay. Hey, that could have been a lot worse, right? Turns out the difference in force strength between strength 1 and strength 4 is very little. Kind of odd, but this should probably cover a lot of our negative reputation with New Jericho. I think they will be much more supportive of our endeavors in the future. Unfortunately, I do not think there is any actual real-world benefit to... Oh, because we put the auto turret down and didn't have their guy pick it back up, it's considered loose loot on the ground, and so we get to take it at the end of the mission. That's funny. Yeah, there's no benefit to having like a friendly haven right next to us because they won't actually come to help us in times of danger. We have not identified their origin. That's a shame because they almost necessarily attack from within scanning range of our base, right? Like this thing is right on top of us. Oh well, you know, we'll figure this shit out. We'll get there. So the squad in the Manticore is not leveling up very quickly. I think our squads back at base are probably picking up. Yeah. We're picking up lots of XP. We need equipment, but we're picking up lots of XP. There's all kinds of bookkeeping and stuff to do here, but I think this probably is the place that we're going to have to call this one for today. The last engagement ran on a little bit longer than I would have liked. You know, due to my own tactics mostly. But things are heating up. I'm having a good time with the combat. When you come back next time, we have some new anti-Pandoran options to pursue. We are going to try our level damnedest to get a capture. And also it turns out there's a whole lot of lives that need saving. Somebody's got to burn all these eggs. All of a sudden, it's like it's on. It feels like it's on. So come back for that, and we'll see you then.